Hi guys, welcome back to Tiffany Diaries. I'm so happy to have you guys join me today. I have a really good episode I think planned for you guys. I think you're going to enjoy it. This is part 2 of my Dating 101, Authenticity versus Acceptance. For those of you who didn't see the previous video, you should go back and watch it. And for those of you who did see, you will completely understand where we're going with this. There's two parts of this, this whole dating thing. Some people, like I said, are dating, after divorces, dating after long relationships, or just been dating for a long time because they just haven't been able to find what they're looking for. And others are just not really looking for anything long term, and that's okay too. Everyone has their own desires, when it comes to dating. And so whatever that is, be true to you and be authentic to what that is. Now, what I want to talk about today is the acceptance part of that. Now, there's something very important that you guys need to accept if you are in the dating scene. Number one, very vital thing that you need to always remember, that people are going to show you their best selves, first. You know what I mean? They're going to put their best foot forward. And that's pretty much what you're supposed to do, right? Make a good impression. So you kind of have to, when you meet someone, I don't want to say don't believe what they're saying. However, be cautious and take certain things with a grain of salt, because it's kind of like when you apply for a job and you give someone your resume. You're going to tell them all your best qualities, right? You're not going to just upfront and tell them the worst qualities, because you want to get the job. It's the same thing with dating, guys. So people are going to tell you what it is you want to hear and what it is they think you want to hear. Now, the thing about that is, it's not necessarily that it's wrong, okay? It's just that, again, people want to make an impression. So over time, as you are dating a person, you will start to notice certain things and you're kind of questioning, wait a minute, this is totally contradictory to what you said or what you were when we met. Now, there are certain exceptions to that are non-negotiable, right? If a person lies to you and says they're single and they're married, obviously that's a no-brainer. That's not acceptable, right? You don't accept that, because that's them completely living a double life. And that's completely wrong. That's showing you that they're unfaithful from the jump. So no, you don't accept that. However, you do realize that these people are not going to tell you everything up front. Some people will. I pride myself in being authentic and being open and being honest. And I'm not going to say that I can say 100% of the time as I was dating that I was always completely, upfront and forthcoming about, myself, my life or whatnot, my shortcomings. However, the older I am, the wiser I've become, the more I want people to know, even, some of the dirt, some of the things that may not be so great, because that's going to determine if that person's going to stay around. You know what I mean? So be aware that when you meet someone, you are not going to meet them 100% in the beginning. But as time goes by, you'll start to notice more and more things. So be prepared for that when you are dating, and understand that it's not because the person's against you, and everyone is not so proud of who they are. And that's unfortunate, because I would like for people to be more, proud of themselves and who they are, and comfortable with themselves, that they can be more authentic. However, we live in a society that is very judgmental, and so because of that, a lot of people are afraid, to really be vulnerable and put themselves out there when they first meet someone. So just be mindful of that. Also, accept the fact that everyone is not going to be your cup of tea, okay? You're not going to like every guy. You're not going to like every girl that you meet. You're not going to click with them. You don't have to feel obligated just because you spent time talking to them, or even if you went on a date with them. You don't have to feel obligated to continue to talk to them when you feel that there's like no chemistry, right? Like, because that's the whole point, like, of dating, is so that you can get a feel for someone who has the kind of chemistry that you're looking for, where you kind of vibe with each other and things like that. So if there's like no chemistry and you aren't vibing, like, both parties need to be able to accept the fact that both parties are not on the same page. So if one is really digging the other and the other is not, then sorry, I mean, it's unfortunate. However, that's just part of the dating game. Everyone's not going to like you, and you're not going to like everyone. And so when people tell you things that they feel makes you incompatible or they don't like about you, like, try not to allow it to put you in a state of mind where you're just completely down on yourself, because it's completely normal. You don't want to waste your time with someone who's not completely into you. And if they're not completely into you, it's better for you to know sooner rather than later, right? You also need to accept that everyone doesn't have the same views as you, and it doesn't make them right. It doesn't make them wrong. Okay. It's not a matter of right or wrong, but accepting each other's differences. Okay. People have different beliefs about religion, spirituality, politics, whatever. Whether you're a person who likes to go out or doesn't like to go out, drinking, not drinking, smoking, not smoking, kids, not having kids. There are ideas about if they want to ever get married or ever have kids, or, if they want to date someone who has children or not. Like, all of these things you have to be willing to accept when you're dating, because no one is going to share every single thing that you share. They're not going to want every single thing that you want, and you have to accept that. If you're going to be putting yourself out there and trying to look for someone, whether it's someone long-term, short-term, or whatnot, and you want to have peace in that relationship or partnership, you have to accept that everyone isn't going to want the same things that you want, and that's completely okay. And you don't need to bash them. You don't need to put them down. You don't need to try to change them. That's just who they are. That's just what they want. I do understand, however, that sometimes people may think, that they're not ready for something serious. And then later on, as they continue to talk to a person, they start feeling them, and they're vibing and like everything's good. And, they may want to pursue having an actual like serious committed relationship. And that's okay too. Just be able to be mature enough and responsible enough to deal with whatever those issues are whenever they come. That's very important for us to accept when we're dating. Another thing that we need to accept is that it's a long game, guys. Like, I hate to call it a game, but for lack of better words, process, like finding someone that you genuinely share interests with and you can see yourself with long term, if you're looking for a long-term relationship or marriage and you're dating. I mean, you're gonna go through so many wrongs before you find the right, and that's just how it is. It does not say, that there's no good men and there's no good women. It's just that it's long. It's a long process, and it's longer for some than others. And, that's just the way it is. So don't be discouraged that you haven't found that particular type of relationship or partnership that you're looking for as of yet. Like, don't give up. Like, give it some time and understand that you're not alone. And there's so many other people out there just like you that are looking for, love or whatever. And they're having a hard time too. But also, let's not bash each other. Like, men, don't bash women because you haven't found, a quote unquote good woman. And women, let's not bash men because we haven't found, or we didn't find, quote unquote, the one at the time. Like, all of the bashing of different sexes really just adds to the difficulties in the dating world, because there's all these stereotypes about what to expect and what not to expect. So don't just go around bashing, the opposite sex. That's just not beneficial. Like, it's not beneficial at all. Also accept that it will happen. Like, I know that sounds unbelievable for some of you who have been dating, for years. I believe that if you put out in the universe what it is that you really want, and you take proper steps to growth in order to be prepared for that particular thing, I strongly believe that eventually it will come to you. Now, I know some people are like, well, it hasn't happened yet. I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, or whatnot. And sometimes those things may come in a way that we didn't really expect it, or at a time we didn't expect it, or a lot later than we wanted. But I truly believe that the good things that are for us and that we want are there for us, and that we're going to receive them, we're going to get them. And we just have to stay in the game, stay in the race, and just be okay with where you are in the moment that you're in it. Be okay with where you are right now. Accept where you are right now, and continue looking. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for that special someone, whatever it is, accept where you are, but also know and be hopeful that greater things are going to come your way. And that's it for today. I really appreciate you guys joining. Please subscribe if you have not, and feel free to share this channel with your friends and family. Mwah.